Show. That's right. Welcome back, folks, to a 5 things Notre Dame must do to make a deep college football playoff run in 2024 edition of the Always Irish Show. As always, thanks for being here. You can find the program on YouTube. Do it. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Appreciate it very much. Give the video a thumbs up. That helps Uncle Johnny out as well. Notifications on that way. You alerted every time something rattles in my brain, and you got to hear about it. Twitter, search bar, Always Irish, rat, Always Irish Inc. Emails, alwaysirishnd@gmail.com. Audio only, anywhere you want it, you can get it. If you don't want to see my face, nobody going to blame you for that one. The call-in lines popping even in the summer. 312-988-15. Call Johnny. Tell him all you've heard and seen. How about patreon.com/alwaysirish? It's the former captain. He's the leading tackler. Mike Goolsby and myself breaking it all down. Oh, baby, we got some things planned for this fall over on Patreon. A lot of new features coming your way. All right. Here's the deal. Are we in the dog days of summer? Am I going to take crap for that still for saying the dog day? Any days of summer where there ain't football is the dog days to me. Give it a howl on the prowl. Oh, we're in the dog days of summer. And you know what I've been saying for years. Once you get past that 4th of July, the lights at the end of the tunnel, ooh, you could see the football. You could see it. We're in the camp ramp. That's what this next window of time is going to be. It's the camp ramp. And we got to think about this. It's getting to be crunch time. So here's number one. I need you to keep grinding on the recruiting trail. I need you to lock in a couple of these receivers at least, and both of these big-time linebackers, and finish this class on a high. Okay? That's what I need, number one, but that's got to be an ongoing thing. Regarding the actual football season, this is a very, very simple concept. It ain't brain science. It ain't rocket surgery. And we've done some of these lists before, but now that we're in the camp ramp, it's time to tighten this up and get real focused about where we're at and where we need to be and what we need to see from everybody at ND. Now let's go. Here's what we're doing. The 5 things Notre Dame needs to make a CFP run, they need all of them. This isn't like you get 3 out of 5, you could do okay. No, you need all 5 of these to be serious about this operation this year. Number 1, and I want you to compare lists with me, and I want you to tell me, what did I forget? What did I leave out? These are not ranked in terms of importance. They're just the 5 things I think you need for Notre Dame to make some noise. And notice, I didn't just say make the playoff. I said make a playoff run. That means you're winning more than one game. Let's go. Number 1, healthy quarterback and back play that is a plus. Okay? I need both of those. A healthy quarterback and quarterback play that is a plus. What do you mean by a plus, John? That's pretty vague. I mean, not average. I mean, not the guy's okay. I don't mean, oh, what do you think of Notre Dame's quarterback? Well, you know, he's grindy and he's gritty and he's a tough Notre Dame guy. Getting it. You know what those are code for? He's not good enough. That's what that means, by the way, Notre Dame people. When you describe Notre Dame's quarterback as gritty and grindy and tough and a try-hard guy and the intangibles, or whatever, that's all code for he ain't elite. He ain't elite, but we love his effort and we want to get by. That's what that means. Ian Book, right in that. That was the big thing with him. Grindy, gritty, give his body for the cause, whatever. It's all of that kind of try-hard stuff is what you say when a guy doesn't have elite skills. Sorry. You don't got to like it, but it is. So I'm done with like average, okay, game manager, distributor, grindy and gritty, tough kid, Notre Dame guy. You know, why can't a Notre Dame guy have a lot of skills? Throw the ball all over. So when I say a quarterback that's a plus, I mean he's a plus. Okay? And you want, I'm going to say it again. This is my big line. I've used it for years with Notre Dame, and it's never happened, but I'm waiting. I need Notre Dame to have quarterbacks from now on that you win your big games because of, not you don't win the big games at all, and not you win them with your quarterback. No. That's different. I need you to win your biggest games partially because of the quarterback. This quarterback is the most important, consequential individual position in all of sports, and Notre Dame has not been good enough. And it has wasted some really terrific defenses because the offense couldn't carry their weight, starting with the quarterback. Insert name, whatever. I need Notre Dame to have quarterbacks you win your biggest games because of. When you go, oh my gosh, Notre Dame won this big game. How did it happen? Well, the defense played great. But also look at these 3 throws that quarterback made, you know, threading the needle over the top on 3rd and long and getting a touchdown. Like we were down late in the game and this guy drove us down the field and did all this great, put the team on his back when things were going against us and the breaks were beating the boys and the quarterback did it all. I need some of that. I need some of that. And whenever I say I need some of that, people reference moments in recent Notre Dame history as evidence against me saying we don't have that. Not ultimate, not so fast, my friend. Don't reference moments where Notre Dame's quarterback finds a way to scrape out a win over a team we should have beat by 3 touchdowns anyways, and then give me that as reference to them putting a team on their back and winning a game. That ain't what I'm doing here. That's not what I'm looking for. Open your brain. That's a touchy subject for a guy named John Kennedy, but open your brain a little bit. Oh, remember that time when Ian Book beat Virginia Tech at home in the last second and then, you know, gave the crowd a hard time for doubting him? Yeah, I'm not impressed. A horrible Virginia Tech team at home and you need a last-second win? That's not what I'm talking about here. We're playing in different arenas. Against the best teams and defenses you play. That means Georgia. That means Ohio State last year. That means Clemson last year. Get serious about what it takes to be elite at this damn sport and how far we've been from it. So that's number one. Be in one piece and be a plus. Not a neutral, not a negative, not a the guy tries hard. Be a plus player. This is Notre freaking Dame. Get a quarterback. Number dose. The O-line develops quickly. I don't care if they run with the older guys, Rocco's Modern Life, whatever. I don't care if you run with the older guys for the contested spots or if they roll the dice with the more inexperienced younger guys, but that have a clear higher potential, you know, of what they could be, a bigger athletic upside. I don't care if you do a blend of older and younger guy, more athletic guy. I don't care who plays. I don't care what that arrangement ends up being, you just got to be good at, here's the bar for them. They got to be good enough from week 1 on. They got to be good enough to allow this offense to run the way Denbrock wants it to run. You can't bring Denbrock in here, and he has all these ideas of how to make Notre Dame's offense more explosive and open it up and make a defense defend the run and the pass and keep them off balance and trickeration and misdirection and, God forbid, a reliable passing game. Like all of this, that's all ruined if the O-line can't block anything up. And I didn't bring Mike Denbrock in here, pay him the most of any OC in the whole country to have O-line not be able to block up anything he wants to do. Ain't nobody here for that. You just can't have this group limit what that guy wants to do to get this offense where it needs to be. You don't have to be perfect week 1. But this group's got to be good enough. I realize it's unrealistic to expect them a new line and a new arrangement to come in there and be a perfectly cohesive unit week 1. No, everything's just great. Like what I know that's probably unrealistic to expect of this group. I don't need them to be perfect week 1. You got to be good enough to get the win. Then the schedule lightens up a little bit. You could relax. Take a breath, you get through that moment, and then see where we're at and see what needs to be done to get better and gel. And if you need to rotate, I'm open to the idea, and I know other podcasts have talked about this, the idea that perhaps you run with the experienced guys to start at A&M because of that environment and what it's going to be like and all the intensity of that. And then maybe after that, you look at some of the younger guys in a less pressure-filled situation, see what they could do. I don't know. You don't have to be perfect week 1. You got to be good enough to win. And then gel from there as the schedule lightens back up before it ramps back up heavy again. Number 3, the wide receiver room needs to look like a real-life wide receiver room. The way Notre Dame's been operating this position group has been a joke. It's not been big-time football. It has not been big-time football. It's been a really a joke. The talent overall, the lack of depth overall, just the lack of consistency, just a leadership void, a production void, a rotate. You don't even have enough guys to rotate. It's been so bad for so long. And if you look at what wins in a lot of these playoff games, we all know Michigan's an outlier the way they power ran the ball down everybody's throat and, 30 times in a row against Penn State. I know they're an outlier. Most of these playoff games, you see teams throwing the ball around, man. Throwing the ball around 2 or 3 plays, touchdown, like fast scoring up and down the field, can flip the field in an instant, excitement, everything. Guys, it could get behind you fast, got a rotation. It's not just your main guy. You have a couple other guys. We've been operating so far behind the 8 ball here. That group has got to look more like a real life wide receiver room for this to be where it needs to get. It has not been a big time football wide receiver operation, and it's a shame. You waste some good defensive performances and all this because you don't have anything but trying to run it and throw it to the tight end. That's pretty easy to defend. I need dudes, not guys, and an actual functional, productive rotation. Okay? I don't think I'm asking for too much. This is Notre Dame. Get some receivers. Number 4. I just need the defense to play the way I think they will. It's that simple. They are a really, really, really tough, good defense, and I expect year 3 to be the best yet for Freeman and Golden on the defensive side of the ball. I expect them to be an elite defense. This is a very high bar, but this is a bar that they have earned. This is a level of judgment they have earned by their play. I expect winning defense week in, week out. No excuses, no breaks from that, no nothing, no week one. We got to get, no. I expect them to play winning football every game because that's the standard for the Notre Dame defense they have set by their play last year. It's a compliment to everybody involved. It's a high bar, and they got to clear it. I do have some specific asks, but it's like really nitpicky stuff where you're in a good position and you can be nitpicky because you don't have these huge concerns. So if I'm getting nitpicky, more behind the line of scrimmage pressure, which I think you're going to get, more turnovers, which is what everybody wants. But how about this? With the more turnovers and the havoc behind the line of scrimmage, how about this? They need to play their best and make some of their timely big plays against the better teams we play in critical moments. That was an issue last year in the games we lost. That defense kind of got ran down eventually because the offense is 3 and out or turnover and out, and they're out there the whole game and never get a break, all of that stuff. But they couldn't seem to get like the one huge game-changing, back-breaking play to like stop the bleeding against Louisville. A tip pass, pick six changes everything when everything was going to get, you couldn't get it. Against Clemson, you're in that game, but you're playing bad, and the offense can't do anything. You needed one loose ball on the ground. You pick up, change, they couldn't get it. Ohio State, just like what? It just felt like they were close, but when we needed them the absolute most to literally change the outcome of a game because the offense was incapable of doing their part, that's the other thing, you guys. I'm not dumping on the defense. I'm dumping on the offense by saying in all these moments, the only chance we had to win them is if the defense did something. I'm dumping on the offense, not the defense in this bullet point. And maybe this is a better question for Goolsby. How do you get to that point, man, where like you're going to make your game-changing big plays in the big moments when you need them the most against the best teams? And I know that's hard to do and it's a hard bar, but it's what I need. If the offense can do their part, meaning scoring more 19 points in a game versus real teams, this defense gets even more dangerous and better just by that alone with them drinking Gatorade. So, some more timely plays when you could get some big plays would be nice. How about number 5? Play better on the road. It's been an undeniable problem. The numbers do not lie about how much better Notre Dame's played at home overall than on the road under Freeman. And I know you could bring up Marshall and Stanford year one. That's fine. It's fair. But overall, and last year especially, played a lot better at home than they did on the road. You cannot afford slow road starts. These are already hostile, anti-Notre Dame environments. Notre Dame's always the main target on everybody's schedule. They give you everything they got when Notre Dame rolls into town. Every person drinks 900 beers. They're loud. It's the social media, the regular media. It's out of control. Notre Dame's got that target on its back. Notre Dame can't sneak up on anybody. Everybody's fully prepared for the Irish. Okay? When you're in one of those environments and you start out slow, you just made your life so much harder. So much harder when you sleepwalk for a quarter and a half and you let the drunk Louisville crowd believe they're in the Super Bowl to win it, and all it does is just make life so much harder. Why can't Notre Dame go on the road and get a 3 and out on defense if they're on defense first, or eat up a bunch of clock, score a touchdown, get a bunch of a good play, like do stuff early on both sides of the ball to shut up a hostile anti-Notre Dame crowd. That's what I need. It's hard to win on the road. You in the toilets for your jet lag to wake you up. Or to wake up out of your jet lag or whatever. You don't have that kind of time on the road, man. So I really need them to figure out the formula here. I don't know whether it's a travel issue and they're just physically tired. I don't know if they're just not mentally ready to go into these environments. I don't know what it is, but it's a problem. Even in the road games Notre Dame won last year, oftentimes they started slow and you're playing with fire, and I can't have it anymore. So those are my 5 things, you guys. Healthy and high-end quarterback play. O-line develops fast. Wide receiver room looks like a real one for once in the last 20 years. Defense plays how I think they will, and you got to play better on the road overall. That's what's on my mind as we're doing this camp ramp. I want to know what I missed. I want to know what else you would have on the list. Let me know.